starting his journey towards Continentals.
As he said to me at breakfast this morning, I definitely am not a professional card player. All right, so I know that David Nunez is on Ruby Sapphire. I believe he's on Sailor's list, except he cut a Pirate's Life for a develop. And it looks like he's keeping a Brawl, a Sail, a Hiram, and a Fishbone Quill. Throwing back 3. We drew a second Sail and a Maui.
I can sit down again whenever you're ready.
Okay. Wow, we're up to 60 players. Thanks, everyone, for coming. I know it's release weekend. I know everyone's busy with their release events.
All right. One of these days, we'll be able to afford a stream guy. Just kidding. So, yeah, 49 players today. Very exciting. Round 1, it looks like we have David Nunez on Ruby Sapphire. And Sam, do we know what our second color is?
I believe it's Amethyst Emerald.
Emerald Amethyst,
but
okay.
I'm not 100% positive.
Fair enough.
Yep, there we go. Ink the Fox.
Good too.
David Nunez was also fortunate enough to draw a
popsicle. There we go. That's a good way to put pressure on Ruby Sapphire.
Yep. This one is probably gonna be over quick. She was on the play.
That was the new
even like it being Sail and not Tipo here is so brutal for him.
Fair. So we have a couple new cards already being seen play here. This is the Diablo, 1 cost inkable 01. When banished, draw a card with 1 lore. Phenomenal.
Probably my favorite card in the new set.
Yeah, definitely one of the top ones. And then Sail the Azurite Sea is the namesake of the set, which is a basically allowing to draw a card, get the most information in my hand, and then allows us to extra ink on the turn. But it is not an uninkable card.
I was gonna say, would you like to explain? Because I've had to explain to a few people.
I think it's very difficult to explain because there's only a very subset of cards that allow for an uninkable to be inked.
So it gives you the Bell ability for the turn.
Yeah. I didn't see. I guess our fourth card here.
Unfortunately, we're gonna have to deal with the player issue.
Yeah, some of it's a little difficult. I've taken pictures before while we're here. There's actually an umbrella set up, but it's just not wide enough to cover the full light. So that's why we actually had to move the lore counter all the way up top instead of the bottom. Well, we'll try and manage. It was a 2-cost card?
A 2-cost card.
Okay.
That did not return.
Bonsai?
So I'm assuming it's a Bonsai.
All right. We can guess Bonsai for now.
If not, maybe a Go-Go.
Could be Go-Go.
Go-Go's not going to get any more value in this matchup, most likely, especially when we have a bunch of 0-1s.
It's a good start. So we get rid of a 2-lore card. Ruby Sapphire has the ability to just kind of, what is this, on turn 5 already? So there was our turn 3 with 5 ink. It's all right. Good guess on our end.
Yeah, this is a great start. Halfway there already.
Yep. Going to 10, going to 4 ink. There's a couple cards that would be nice pressure. I think a goat would be fine. It's a genie. So genie's a new card.
Yep.
Can't see it on screen, but is a 4-cost uninkable 2/4 with 2 lore and evasive. And when you play it, you get to draw a card. So a lot of what's going on right now in the Emerald Amethyst decks is they're kind of focusing on these new cards of Diablo and Genie to just keep their hand healthy and kind of prevent them from running out of steam too fast.
Yeah, I really think Genie and Diablo in particular push this deck from a 1.5 to a tier 1 deck.
And Go-Go. Go-Go is a really good addition to this deck as well. It also presented a very nice line that now answers Diablo. You have a 2 cost, a 3 cost, a 4 cost, and a 5 cost character now that all can theoretically answer Diablo. Like even here, so obviously there's only 2 damage put on this Maui, but if a Go-Go were to come into play, that's still, gaining 3 lore, go to 13, Go-Go to 15. Like it's a really nice, healthy way to kind of help close out games.
Yeah. Do you think there's any world that you just get rid of the popsicle here? You're so far behind.
To heal, so this is right. This is week 1 gameplay, right?
Yeah.
So week 1 gameplay, that is probably a line that Nunez is not aware of yet. Not that he's not aware of it, but he's not played against it yet, right?
Yeah.
Like we haven't been, taught, or designed to now go, I don't want to leave damage on the table. So there's definitely a world where, hey, maybe I should have popped my popsicle because I have an ice block, went in down for high rim. Yeah. But we'll see. And there it is.
There we go.
There's the Go-Go.
Wow.
So Go-Go is such a fun new card. 2 cost, inkable, 2 strength, 2 willpower,
evasive itself, right?
Right. Yeah. It does answer Diablo and it has a 1 lore. And of course, when it comes into play, you can pay an additional 2 ink and then gain lore equal to the damage on opposing character. Really, really strong card from Azurite Sea. So here we are now. We're going to 6 ink, maybe 7. We picked up a Brawl. So that was a good recovery turn. Going in, having the ability to finish off, still having Sisu here. It's funny to go for the ink here for the lore because let's be honest, this Go-Go is probably not going to. And I don't know that the shift line is going to matter because I think we're on 7 ink now, so we can just easily go to 8. But there's a world where that Sisu being held back, if we were worried about shifting, could be viable. All right, so there's 3 cards left in Sam's hand. Obviously, the Go-Go puts us to 16, but what we can also represent, I think she has 5 ink. We could see a bounce play Go-Go.
Yeah, I was gonna. We can sneak Go-Go again.
For 16, she's counting ink. Okay, so Banzai does survive Sisu nicely.
Not with nice block.
There's a nice block. You're right. Okay.
But she does have the inevitability. Like she's the one that has the goats in her decks. In her deck. She's the one that has the Go-Go's in her deck.
Yeah, so this looks like, we're gonna have okay. I guess this is a good start. Draw, get the most information, pop, draw 2 more cards. If this, I don't see a be prepared anywhere. So I think Vital Spear.
We can shift Sisu.
Can we shift Sisu still?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I didn't see that. All right, so shift Sisu is still very powerful then. We can, minus strength to the Banzai, which is where we're seeing. Shifting Sisu, kind of blowing out the board. Oh, maybe he doesn't have shift Sisu. No, I don't see a Sisu there. There's no Sisu. Tipo. Is it Tipo or Chicha there? That's Tipo's? No, it's Chicha's.
That's a Chicha.
Yeah.
And then there's
so Chicha, Vital Spear, and Maui. So we just didn't have it. Oh, there was 1 of each. Okay. I'm not crazy, guys. Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty good position then. This could very easily be quest with Chernabog, draw another card, get 1 card closer.
Interesting. His last card is Maui, which has Rush.
Mm-hmm.
He ended that turn with 1 ink up. He could have gotten rid of the Go-Go.
Oh, yeah, we could have buffed Sisu to get rid of Go-Go.
Yes.
Very fair. Inking an Ursa late here.
Which is very difficult to banish. We're going to need, a...
Kid Hiram. Good start.
We would need a dragon to come down to banish 4/7. Or we would need to draw a Medusa.
Yeah. Okay. This is very much check. So it's like, hey, you have to now find a way to deal with my cards in a very limited manner. Maui the Shark is not one of those limited manners.
So Maui Shark is interesting. It has evasive. He can give it rush. He can but he doesn't have enough.
I think
ink to then return.
Does he have enough ink to get back a brawl or no?
No. He's one short of giving it rush and getting back a brawl and using it.
Okay. So I wonder what we're digging for exactly here. Shift Sisu?
There's Shift Sisu with only the ability to go to 5 ink.
Okay.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
That'll be the game. Emerald Amethyst picking up game 1 pretty nicely.
Kylie 1-2-0, everyone.
Kylie's up 2-0 on the board. Should have streamed that match.
I was not looking forward to Kylie winning this one and then me playing her
Oh,
on camera.
Yeah.
After the beating she gave me last night.
Looks like our Wi-Fi might be playing games with us again today, so there's chances that we might see it flicker in and out. It'll always come back. Don't worry, guys. For some reason throughout the day it flickers. I'm not really sure why, but something that happens when we're here. Normally I get a little matter right here. You'll see it flick up and it'll be like doot doot doot.
Kylie is playing Mufasa.
Yeah.
Or she much prefers to call it double Zimba.
Yeah, so we'll come out, check out in between rounds. So what did you like about the Emerald Amethyst in that first game?
I like that it has a lot more reach than it used to.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Before you were only relying on goat, so if you petered out, you were just hoping to all that you drew a goat.
Yeah.
And now you have go as well in that. So just having up to 8, I'm assuming not 8, but having up to 8 of those effects plus the bounce really puts your opponents in weird positions of not wanting to let you get to even 15 or 16.
Right. So it looked good. Even just having the 2 lure gain in that turn was still pretty powerful.
Yes.
And the constant threat of being able to bounce it back to your hand and replaying it for so cheap, very, very good. So Nunez is on the play this game.
I do think Sam should have challenged the small Sisu.
Just to remove that line.
Yes. But
and it was also kind of free, like putting 1 damage on the character. It does save 1 lore, but it also removes that threat of a cheaper Sisu at the cost of not even losing your character.
Right.
It doesn't hurt anything.
Besides no opponent round 1. No, they walked in, they saw Kylie.
They ran.
And they just went back to
They ran.
Yeah.
They're like, oh no.
They saw me tag her last night on Facebook.
They saw the fear. Too funny. So what do you think Nunez has to establish early in this game?
I think Nunez has to ramp 1-2.
Oh, what's up, Eric? How you doing, man?
I think. Oh, what's up, Eric? I think that he absolutely has to ramp 1-2, preferably Tipo.
Yeah. Getting a character against a deck with a bunch of O1s seems like a good start.
Yes. Well, every game that I did not ramp on 2 and just drew a Tipo right into
There you go. Perfect.
Every game I did not ramp on 2 last night against Kylie, I lost.
Okay.
Oh, already had a Tipo.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. Now he can just has ink for the other turns.
Yeah.
So we have a brawl here.
I think it was just Tipo. I think he inked the second one.
Right. So his hand.
And we have a high rim already.
High rim, yep. Which, once you ink the high rim on 1, you have to know that there's another one.
Sure. So my question for, in this particular matchup, here we go. We're off to the ground running, which is nice. We're threatening a lot of lore very early on. But this is not, we don't necessarily have the Diablos this time around that are going to eventually draw cards for ourselves. Like, yeah, it's probably that the Chernobog followers are going to gain a lore and draw a card next turn, but it's not the same as staying in play and not, you're choosing yourself to get rid of the character. Whereas Cusco stays in play, gains lore, and then eventually we'll just draw you a card.
Right. And if anyone watched our latest video on Amethyst Steel, this is exactly where I said I would much prefer to have the Broom.
Yeah.
Like Tipo is just such a common card in the metagame.
Yeah. Yeah. Having Broom as the stat, just to have that 2 will, like that 2 willpower is so huge.
Not only that, you can banish it the turn you play it.
Yeah,
If you're just looking for one particular thing.
Yeah, there is that true. There's that too. There's also the even here the Turnabog can't even stay in play safe because next turn he could just lose both of his
Are you judging?
characters. Why don't you go take that one?
Sure.
All right.
Coming.
We are commentators and judges today, guys. All of the impartialness. Early start. Interesting that we decided to kit the Tipo rather than the Hiram. That's actually very interesting because even Hiram has even if let's say this Hiram is not going to challenge next turn. This is interesting. Yeah, we're valuing draw cards over for sure, which I definitely want to. We're trying to get up to our 7 resources for the Be Prepared or 8 resources for the Sisus. But that's kind of the threat there of leaving Hiram in play instead of Tipo. Sam last turn played the kit and bounced Tipo instead of Hiram. So, drawing that item really helped us kind of just stave off this turn.
Bounce the T-Bone instead of Hiram. That is so interesting.
Yeah.
We actually have an article coming out on Metafy all about tempo.
Mhm.
And I think bouncing the Hiram is almost always correct. The Tipo is just an easy card to ink. It's also an easy card to discard to the Cursed Merfolks. Whereas Hiram at this point costs 4 ink and drew 4 cards.
Yeah.
Instead of costing 8 ink to draw 4 cards.
Right. Yeah, I mean, just the fact that we just drew an item was awesome. What is this, an Ursula 2? That misses?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which it commonly will now because of Sailor Azurite Sea.
Correct. We got rid of the one jumps from our deck, and we gain an inkable,
Right.
and we draw a card when we play it.
I wonder how important the Ursula Deceiver is now in this tempo-based deck, considering it's not protecting something like a Diablo.
Right. Very fair.
And, that's why we're here week 1, trying to figure this stuff out.
Yeah. I'm always a fan of kind of playing more new cards early on as we learn and navigate the metagame. I think it really helps just figure out hey, what are the cards that I definitely need that I definitely want to try out early. So far we've seen a lot of new cards out of the Emerald Amethyst deck, and it's not shocking because I do think a lot of them really did fill holes within this deck list.
Yes. Emerald Amethyst also wasn't something that's on my radar that much previous to this. It was like 5% in most of the DLCs.
In most of the American DLCs, it was very underplayed. Yes.
Right. So that's another huge benefit of playing it week 1.
Did our Hiram challenge last turn?
It may have. I was doing a judge call, but I would have assumed a challenge unless he was definitely wiping the board within the following turn.
Yeah, I think the Ursula 2 still has a place. I'm not sure.
Right. We're also on a lot less B preps, and
Yeah.
we're on
Ooh.
0 1 jump aheads.
I wonder how good establishing Mally the Shark this turn is. There's a chance that it's miserable and terrible, and we just have to get to our Sisu.
He also discarded Vital Sphere because he did not have the shark
Fair.
last turn.
But still, this is a really interesting turn here, right? So we can ink. We can also now ink again. We were able to minus the Bonsai, and then we just play Sisu here and wipe the board.
Right.
Down to 2 cards, only on 9 lore. This might be a pretty difficult spot for Emerald Amethyst to kind of climb out of.
Ursula, specifically for Be Prepared, also might be a better option in a deck that has characters of more than 2 and 3 power as well.
Is it a bell that I see in her hand? That's interesting. Might have been Elsa, but I think it's
Oh,
a bell.
Bell makes sense with Go-Go.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bell is a nice little
It's spicy.
niche addition for Go-Go. Ooh,
Ursula hits
all right. Pick how far I go. That's nice. I think I won't lie. As an Emerald Amethyst player, staring at this board state, knowing my opponent is about to play a Maui the Shark, I'm pretty scared.
Right.
That card is, oh no, the Go-Go, it's gone. So sad. Shout out to our friends at the ICL last night over on Wonderland's channel. I was helping commentate, and we were very excited for a Go-Go mirror. But Go-Go never did anything. It was so upsetting. We were so sad.
It's definitely more on your radar when it's in your own deck as well.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, this is
would-
this looks very close to a point of no return.
if there were not plenty of time on the clock, I would definitely be in a scoop phase.
Yeah, this one's a tough one to climb out of. Is that a Yzma?
I believe so.
I think that's Yzma.
Because I can't really see the background of it. So
Yeah.
it seems like it's one of the newer legendaries.
Interesting. That's a pretty interesting card for this deck. The Yzma might fall okay into the tempo of that,
Yes.
which I do find quite interesting. At least we're lucky enough that there's no way to exert said Yzma to challenge to now just get our brawl back for free. So that's nice. Is that a Chicha Maui?
Chicha Maui.
Yeah. Yeah, just put him in play. So we gain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, this is a best of 3 tournament. Today is 49 players, 6 rounds, cut to a top 8. And yep, we will be playing more games than they will be at EU Continentals today.
Also, maximum gameplay for our second channel,
Yeah.
TFM Plays.
All of the videos will be found later on individually on TFM Gameplay, probably early on in the week. All right, so we did pick them up, head to a game 3, which is good. It's nice to have, right? I think it's pretty clear, in that game that we just saw Ruby Sapphire do really unfair Ruby Sapphire things. The defining play there may have been not removing the Hiram. I think the tempo gain from that would have been nicer. I don't know that it would have.
Might not have changed the outcome.
I don't think it would have changed the outcome of the game, but it definitely would have been less cards drawn, or for less ink, or for more ink. So there's that. So if they have to just take off their entire turn to replay Hiram and a new item, I think it's still probably better than just playing a 1-cost item and then going off.
Absolutely. It feels bad, but it's just one of those good housekeeping things you have to do.
Oh, hey Neil, how you doing, man? Yeah, so interesting tempo swings there. We saw a much more aggressive start in game 1 than game 2. I think in game 2 there, Nunez was just able to hold off and really showcase like, hey, this is what this deck can do. Sail the Azurite Sea was very powerful early on. Even Maui the Shark, just the concept of Maui the Shark in play there just meant there's probably like, how do I turn a guy sideways?
How do I request
Like,
again?
how do I turn a guy sideways for the rest of the game, knowing that it's gone, and then they're going to gain momentum for a free recursion on an action.
And there isn't even anything cute in the discard pile. There's just good cards.
It's just good. Yeah, there's just I'll just pick up Brawl, or I'll just pick up Vision, whatever it is. So definitely difficult times when you're staring at that card when you're behind, for sure.
Absolutely. And yeah, I mean, one of the
Pop
things
Chicha Sale.
One of the
Pretty good
things that I
opening.
cover in the tempo guide is going to be, hey, when you're facing nothing but uphill card advantage, you really need tempo on your side.
It's awesome. Yeah, again, if anyone's tuning in late, we have 49 registered players today in a house that only holds 48.
Right. But we've got one person sitting on the floor.
Yeah. It's okay.
Oh, thank you so much. Everyone loves seeing Dick.
Oh, all right. So back on the play.
Right, back on the advantage.
I think there was a stat
game
release.
Plan really is get to 15 or 16 before they get to 6 ink.
Shout out to an old friend, Pavel, put out some stats saying that 58.6% of the time, first person going first is currently winning over 100,000 games. Maybe that's why we play 2-game format.
I'll still take that over 2-game format.
I'll take it over also.
I'll take my 40% plus any skill gaps that could occur.
So realistically, both on their ideal starts, we have Curse Merfolk into Popsicle.
Ideal start.
For each player.
Oh, I thought you meant like
No.
a person went turn 1 popsicle, turn 2 merfolk.
Yeah, that's it. That's the next deck. You should go home and build it.
Having the
Sure,
sail
Ryan's
instead of the
working
TPO
Facts.
does feel bad. Using the 1 ink though, feels
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah, that's great. I think the only time that's better is like develop your brain. But hey, we get it. That's awesome. Not ideal, but this does enable for Sisu things next turn. It enables a brawl if we draw it to get rid of a bonsai. So it gives us some outs. I didn't get the last one.
The last one costs 2. Be another bonsai.
Style the Azurite Sea does not come in face down. You do have to reveal it. It has to be an inkable.
Right. It follows the same exact rules as Bell from the first chapter.
Yeah, strange but not special.
If you look at the cards, they actually have the same exact words on them.
Yeah,
That is how I've been explaining it to the people at my locals as well.
the only card that breaks it for sure is Fishbone Quill, which has a very specific wording as well. I believe there is one more. Is it Tippo? It's Tippo herself, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Tipo. Yeah, Fishbone Quill, I'm still not convinced we don't have to reveal it with how the rules are written.
Oh yeah, but you don't. No, honestly,
okay.
if you do not understand, just read both cards, and there is a specific
it's
difference
a
of wording.
Go-Go.
Oh, it's Go-Go that was hiding over there. Okay. But yes, you do not get to ink uninkable cards with Style the Azurite Sea. It must be inkable. Very, very similar to Strange but not special.
Yeah, the only difference between Tipo is Tipo says A, and then the other Fishbone Quill says any.
Yeah. That was a 3 cost that we slammed down over
A
there.
3 cost that is clearly not Cloud Kicker.
Yeah, not exactly sure what that might be.
I think between rounds we can move the.
We're kind of
like we have some more space.
so
at the
we can
top.
slide.
Yeah, we can
up?
slide up some.
Depends.
Having smaller cards is probably better than having glare cards.
Ideally, we could ask the players to put the decks on the other side. Forces them to slide up. Is that the Yzma? Maybe.
I thought.
Oh, thanks.
I thought we were on 3 ink on this side.
Yeah, it looks like 4.
Okay. Yeah, it's easy.
So on 11, untapping with 5, going to 16. This was again, that threat of exerting Sisu, I think, was wrong.
Right.
I
wonder
think
if he even registered.
Right. Like, I think Go-Go is going to do a lot of these things, but that might have very much been the game. Obviously, Sisu is not in hand, but the one out here certainly would have been top deck Sisu, which we didn't get. I guess in theory we still might have been able to do it. So pay 5. We can get rid of. I mean, we're still just like super dead.
Yeah, we're gonna need to ice block that bonsai.
So 2 ice blocks, so 1. Still representing going to 18, going to 19 with a Go-Go, or even just bounce Go-Go. But yeah, tough situation. The card was Popsicle, I believe. So we could have Popsicled and then maybe drew into Sisu if that was the out.
What card was Popsicle?
I thought the second card he drew last turn was Popsicle.
Hideaway, I believe.
Oh, it was Hideaway. Okay,
Which he hid away with a fish from.
fair enough. So, be prepared? No. Yeah, that's gonna be it.
All right, next game.
GG's.